Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I've got a topic on my mind today that honestly gives me a little bit of a knot in my stomach. And I know it's something many of you out there, especially my fellow football fanatics, are probably feeling too. We're talking about the upcoming draw, the anticipation, the hopes, and most importantly, the creeping fear that our beloved Team Melli, Iran, could end up in what we all dread, the dreaded group of death. Have you ever felt that pit in your stomach when the names are being pulled out of the hat, knowing that every single pick could dramatically alter the fate of your team's entire tournament? That's exactly where I am right now. And I want to dive deep, I mean really deep, into why this fear isn't just some irrational fan anxiety, but a very real, tangible threat for Iran in any major international competition. We're going to break down the mechanics, the potential opponents, Iran's own strengths and weaknesses, and what it all means for their chances. So buckle up, because this isn't going to be a quick chat. We're going to unpack every single layer of this complex, nerve-wracking situation, exploring why the stars could align in the worst possible way for Iran, and what that truly means for their journey on the global stage. I'm going to walk you through the entire process, from the seeding pots to the specific threats, giving you a full understanding of why fans across the globe are holding their breath for Team Melli. First things first, let's talk about how these draws actually work, because understanding the structure is absolutely crucial to grasping why a group of death is even possible. The tournament organizers, usually FIFA, divide the qualified teams into different pots, typically 4 of them, based on their FIFA World ranking at a specific cutoff date. This ranking system is designed to spread the strongest teams across different groups, theoretically making for a more balanced competition in the early stages. Iran, historically, has found itself hovering in pot 3 or sometimes even pot 4, depending on their ranking leading up to the draw. This placement is incredibly significant because it dictates which teams they are guaranteed to avoid in their own pot, but more importantly, it determines which juggernauts they are almost certain to face from the higher-ranked pots. Being in pot 3 means you'll definitely draw one team from pot 1 and one team from pot 2, which are packed with global powerhouses and serious contenders. Think about it. If you're in pot 3, you're already guaranteed to face 2 teams that are statistically and historically better ranked than you are. This immediately sets a challenging tone for your group stage campaign, as you're not just hoping for an easy ride, you're bracing for impact. The draw also includes geographical separation rules, meaning teams from the same confederation, with a few exceptions for Europe, usually cannot be drawn into the same group. This adds another layer of complexity and can sometimes push stronger teams into groups that might otherwise have been less challenging. So, when we talk about Iran potentially landing in the toughest group, we're essentially talking about a scenario where they draw the absolute strongest possible team from pot 1, another incredibly formidable opponent from pot 2, and then perhaps a particularly tricky or unpredictable team from pot 4. It's a perfect storm of footballing might converging in one place, creating a gauntlet that even the most seasoned teams would struggle to navigate. This is the fundamental fear, the mathematical probability that hangs over every fan's head. Let's start by looking at pot 1, the absolute elite, the crème de la crème of international football. These are the teams that consistently rank at the very top. The ones with multiple World Cup titles, legendary players, and tactical masterminds at the helm. We're talking about nations like Brazil, Argentina, France, England, Spain, and Germany, just to name a few of the perennial favorites. Drawing any one of these teams immediately puts Iran in a position where they are facing a true global superpower, a team with an abundance of world-class talent in every position. Brazil, for instance, with their samba flair and individual brilliance, can dismantle defenses with breathtaking ease. Their attacking prowess is simply unmatched. Argentina, led by their iconic captain, possesses a magical quality that can turn any game on its head. Their ability to create something out of nothing is truly terrifying for opponents. France, the reigning champions or recent finalists, boast incredible depth and athleticism. A squad so stacked with talent that their second string could probably compete at a high level. England, with their revitalized squad and tactical discipline, have shown they can go deep in tournaments. Their blend of youth and experience makes them a formidable force. Spain, with their intricate passing game and technical superiority, can suffocate opponents, controlling possession and dictating the tempo of the match. Germany, despite recent ups and downs, always bring a steely determination and tactical intelligence to the big stage. They are never to be underestimated. Facing any of these Pot 1 giants means Iran would need to produce a near-perfect defensive performance, limit mistakes to an absolute minimum, and hope to capitalize on any fleeting counter-attacking opportunities. The sheer quality of these teams means that even a slight lapse in concentration can be severely punished, often resulting in a heavy defeat that can significantly damage goal difference, which is crucial for tie-breaking scenarios in the group stage. The psychological pressure of playing against such legendary teams, with their global superstar players, is also immense, and it can sometimes overwhelm even the most experienced Iranian players. Now, moving on to Pot 2. These are not pushovers by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, many teams in Pot 2 are often considered dark horses or even legitimate contenders themselves. This pot is typically filled with strong European nations, powerful South American sides, and highly competitive teams from other confederations that consistently perform well. Think about teams like the Netherlands, Portugal, Uruguay, Mexico, USA, Denmark, and Switzerland. The Netherlands, with their distinctive total football philosophy and exciting young talents, can be incredibly dangerous. Their attacking play is fluid and unpredictable. Portugal, often spearheaded by their legendary captain, possess immense individual quality and can unlock defenses with moments of brilliance. Their ability to win tight games is well documented. Uruguay, known for their gritty determination and formidable strike partnerships, are always a tough out. Their physical style and never-say-die attitude make them a nightmare to play against. Mexico and the USA, representing CONCACAF, bring their own unique challenges, often playing with high intensity and benefiting from passionate fan support. Denmark and Switzerland, from Europe, are tactically astute, well organized, and incredibly difficult to break down, often capable of causing upsets against bigger teams, drawing one of these Pot 2 teams, in addition to a Pot 1 giant, immediately escalates the difficulty of Iran's group exponentially. These Pot 2 teams are often just a notch below the absolute elite, but they possess enough quality to comfortably beat most teams in Pot 3 or 4, and they are fully capable of challenging the Pot 1 teams on their day. They have strong defensive structures, creative midfielders, and dangerous forwards, making them a complete package. For Iran, beating a Pot 2 team would be a monumental task, requiring an exceptional performance and perhaps a stroke of luck, especially after already facing a Pot 1 behemoth. Then we have Pot 3, which is where Iran usually finds itself. While you don't play teams from your own pot, it's important to recognize the quality of the teams that are typically in this pot. These are strong regional qualifiers. Teams that have proven their mettle to reach the tournament, often possessing unique styles and passionate fan bases. We're talking about teams like Japan, South Korea, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, Ecuador, Senegal, and other highly competitive nations. These teams are often regional powerhouses, bringing different tactical approaches and physical demands. Japan and South Korea, for example, are known for their technical skill, speed, and disciplined play, often causing problems for European and South American teams. African nations like Morocco and Senegal bring incredible athleticism, raw power, and unpredictable flair, making them incredibly difficult opponents to contain. Even though Iran avoids these specific teams from their own pot, the overall quality of Pot 3 highlights that there are no easy games at this level of competition. Every single team has earned their place and poses a legitimate threat. Finally, we look at Pot 4, which is typically comprised of the lowest-ranked qualifiers, playoff winners, and teams from smaller footballing nations. However, it would be a huge mistake to underestimate any team from this pot. These teams often arrive at the tournament with nothing to lose, playing with immense passion, tactical surprises, and a strong underdog mentality. They can be incredibly physical, highly motivated, and capable of springing major upsets. Think about teams from Africa, Asia, or CONCACAF that might qualify through playoffs, or even some European teams that just scraped through. These teams might not have the star power of a Pot 1 or Pot 2 nation, but they often have a cohesive unit, a clear game plan, and a burning desire to prove themselves on the biggest stage. Their unpredictability can be a huge factor, as they might deploy unconventional tactics or rely on sheer willpower to grind out results. For Iran, even the easiest opponent from Pot 4 would still be a challenging match, requiring full focus and effort. So, when we combine these elements, the fear of the group of death becomes incredibly vivid. Imagine Iran drawing Brazil from Pot 1, the Netherlands from Pot 2, and then perhaps a physically imposing African team like Ghana or a tactically astute European team like Serbia from Pot 4. That is a truly terrifying prospect. A group where every single match feels like a final, with no room for error. Each opponent brings a different set of challenges, demanding varied tactical approaches and maximum physical output. Let's consider Iran's own playing style and historical context within this framework. Team Melli has often been characterized by its defensive solidity, disciplined organization, and ability to hit opponents on the counterattack. They are known for their passion, resilience, and never-say-die attitude, often making life incredibly difficult for more fancied opponents. They have shown flashes of brilliance and moments of individual skill from players who ply their trade in top European leagues. However, Iran has also historically struggled with consistent goal scoring against top-tier opposition, and sometimes lacks the depth in its squad to rotate players effectively without a significant drop in quality. Their tactical rigidity, while providing defensive stability, can sometimes limit their attacking creativity when they need to chase a game. The mental fortitude required to consistently perform at the highest level against multiple world-class teams in quick succession is also a massive challenge. We've seen Iran in tough groups before, notably in recent World Cups where they faced Argentina, Spain, and Portugal. While they performed admirably, securing points and even pushing these giants to their limits, they ultimately couldn't progress.